let's briefly talk about some of the things I don't recommend putting in your resume. First, photos. Unless you're an actress, actor, or model, leave the photos off of your resume. Here's the thing about photos. They invite prejudice, they invite ideas of ageism, and they invite snap judgments about people. When it comes to resumes, none of those are things that work in your favor. None of them. Photos aren't going to make you more likely to get a position. Also, those of you who work in office environments, office computers tend to be pretty slow, right? If I'm that hiring decision maker and I have to read 100 resumes today, and yours takes an extra 10 seconds because I have to wait for your glossy photo, I may skip you and go on to somebody else. So photos, I know some people think they make it more personal. It's too early in the hiring process for that. The second point I want to talk about is web links. I talk to a lot of clients who want to put links in their resumes online. They want to put links to the companies they've worked for. They want to put links to the products they've been associated with. I don't think this is a good idea, and there are two reasons why. The first one is, who are you advertising? If I'm putting a link for every company I've ever worked for, that's great advertising for them, but that doesn't necessarily show you what I've done. Here's the more important reason. If I send you a resume, I want you to start at the top and read the whole way through, right? So if I include a link to a website, you're reading, okay, I'm going to click on that link and look at that website. And once you're roaming the internet, maybe you're going to Facebook or checking the weather or checking your email, I want you to start my resume and finish it. And anytime you invite them to leave your document and go play online, it hurts the momentum of the document. Next, there's hobbies, interests, and family details. The resume is not the right place to go into what you like to do on the weekend. The reader's got a stack of resumes on their desks, and this is too early in the hiring process. When you get to the interview, you can talk about if you have a common hobby with that person. When you're in the second interview, you can show that personality. But if you try and show too much of the personal details on the resume, we're showing a lack of respect for that hiring decision maker's limited time. Stick to the professional details. The last thing I urge you not to include, who's heard this canned line? References available upon request. This is a tough economy, right? I mean, you all know it's not easy to get a job. And if I'm a hiring decision maker and you apply for the job and I think you're a good candidate, I'm willing to bet you'll provide references if I say you're a finalist. I mean, no one's going to say, oh, I want to take that job, but I don't want, I mean, it's assumed that you will provide references. Does one line of content make a huge difference? Not necessarily. But where do you always see that line? At the end of the resume, right? The very last thing you're saying about yourself is, I'm using an old, outdated cliche in the hiring industry. That's not how I'd want to finish a presentation of yourself. So you just can cut that line and use that line for something that says more about what you offer professionally.